What time is it?
It's 12:15. Relax.
We have to do this quickly. If the van's not back by 1, somebody's going to notice at the station.
Like I said, relax. This guy's expecting us. We'll set up, get 15, 20 minutes with him, 10 of that FaceTime, then back by 1 so they can send you on a new assignment. No one will miss you.
Who's doing the edit?
I'm doing it myself, so it's done right. This is going to get me hired. You'll see.
I didn't know that you can edit video.
Don't be silly. I can do it all. But then, you must have noticed that by now.
Yeah, I know a lot of things you're good at.
That's why you're helping me with this, remember?
I remember I could lose my job. How did you even get the tip on this?
Somebody left a note out on his desk. It was just asking to be redirected.
How do you know the editor won't miss it?
You're such a worrier. Forget about it. When they see how good I am, no one will care about some rules you broke for me. You'll see. Your editor will end up thanking you.
I don't know why I do it.
Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm. So, where will you be working on production?
I know a studio, a public access place behind a strip mall on Route 6.
I suppose you know a guy there, too.
Of course.
Of course. And will you still know him once he gives you what you want?
Of course not.
But will you still know me?
Of course.
I guess that's okay then. Do I ever say no to anything you want?
Not yet. And that's the way I like it. Here we are.
There's no car in the driveway. Are you sure that he's expecting us?
He'd better be.
Is that a note?
Yeah.
Great. Just what we need. What's it say?
Back in 10 minutes.
Fine. He could have put that up an hour ago.
This looks like him right now. Try to relax and try to act like you've done this before.
I have, remember? I'm the one who really works for the station. You're the one who's faking it.
Well, don't let on. If this works out, I'll have a job at WTV, same as you.
Hello? I had to run out for a minute, sorry. You must be Joan Winter.
Yes. It's nice to meet you, Mr. Blaine. This is my sound and cameraman, Mike Poole. We're traveling light, as you can see. Is there a room that's bright where we can do our interview? We can bring more lighting from the van, but let's have a look.
The living room might work for you after I draw the curtains. It's right in front and lots of light comes in. Holy. I'm no housekeeper, but this...
Oh my God, how is this possible?
It looks like everything I own got put inside a jar and shaken up and down.
How long were you gone?
10 minutes, like I wrote on the note. The door was locked. Even if someone broke in back, they wouldn't have had the time to do all this.
It must be someone looking for the book.
They could have saved themselves the trouble. It's worth way too much to keep around the house. Let me look around the place, okay? Assess the damage. Just give me a minute.
I've seen tornadoes do less damage.
Yeah. Hey, get some footage while he's gone, okay? Just this room. This story just got better.
You are really something else. This guy's whole house is trashed, and you're still looking to pump up your story just to get a job.
But why let all this damage go to waste?
Well, this is crazy. Every room is tossed completely, but there's no sign of a break-in. How do you get in and out and do all this in just the time that I was gone?
How many people knew about the book?
See, that's just it. I didn't get results from the UV scans until last week. I knew right away that this was big, a completely unknown Shakespeare play. But there are lots of ways it could be faked. I wanted to be sure that this was real. I thought a TV spot would get the word out, attract the interest of the experts. I guess the word got out all right, but to the wrong experts.
Nobody's done a story yet, so who could even know about it?
I took it to a lab for spectral scanning. There could be someone there who saw the scans and figured out what he was looking at. I sent an email to your news director, so someone at the station must have known to send you out to do the interview.
But you still have the book.
Yes, and it's safe.
Do you still want to do the interview?
Sure. I still want there to be a story.
Good, because the story's even better now. Is there another place where we can set up?
Can we go back to the station?
I think the studio is booked all day, but there's another one on Route 6 I sometimes use. I'd have to set it up for next week, maybe?
That would work for me.
And could you bring the book? I'd like to show it.
Sure, I'll have time to get it out of storage.
Thank you. That will help. I'll let you know the date when we can use the studio.
We should be getting back.
Okay, talk soon.
Yeah?
Leo! What up, dog?
I don't know, Jim. I'm just basking here in your reflected glory.
Look, the plan is working like a charm, except I gotta ask another favor.
You know me, you got a question, Leo's got an answer. What you need? Some more official-looking scan results?
Now, those will come in handy, but I need a book. It's got to look 400 years old and be in English, any subject, doesn't matter.
Props are getting fancy.
But we're going to shoot an interview next week, and I can use that phony scan you made, but they're going to want to see a book. It's a lot to ask on such short notice.
No, that's okay. I know an old book guy. Just has to look right if it's going to work.
Dog, you're a lifesaver, a Saint Bernard.
Yeah, well, the life I save will owe me later. Call me back this afternoon, okay?
You got it. Hey, you didn't trash my place today, right?
No, I wouldn't. You're my bud. You know that. Something happened?
Yeah. Somebody tossed the place. Got in and out in less than 10 minutes, didn't crack a door or window.
Wow, 10 minutes and they busted up the joint that quick? I'm not sure I could even do that. There's a lot of stuff in your house that you'd have to break to do the job right.
Well, whoever did it right.
Looking for imaginary books, you think?
I don't see how. I haven't even got the story out yet. It's too soon. But I got nothing else worth looking for, so somebody must have heard about it.
So watch out, because they're going to keep on looking.
Just get me that book, and once I tell the story right, I won't care who is looking.
Okay, Frank. Are you all set to go?
I have everything we need right here.
And how about you, Dr. Farnum, is it?
Oh, yes, I'm an old hand at these things.
Good. You sit there, and you sit there.
Do I get a little mic?
Yes, you can use this. Pin it here and hide the wire.
This is going to be fun, I think.
Oh, yes, it will. You'll see. Ready? Here goes. Thanks, Jim. William Shakespeare. He's been dead since 1623, but all his plays are known and still performed around the world. But could there be another play? One that's been lost for all this time since Shakespeare died. One we never even knew he wrote. I'm here with Francis Blaine, a Johnston man who has a story that could change the course of Western literary history. You had a big surprise a month ago. Tell us about it.
Well, I got a letter from an English lawyer, I should say a barrister, I guess, that said my second cousin had just died and left me something. I got excited. Didn't even know I had a second cousin, much less one in England of all places. Right away, I thought it might be money. So I asked what the inheritance could be. He said it was a book, an old one, really old, like hundreds of years. So then I thought maybe it could still be worth a lot. But when they sent it to me, it was, well, disappointing. It was just a ledger, really, of church records, who gave what each year. I figured no one's going to care about a list of sheep and bolts of cloth.
But then you took a closer look.
I did. I got it in some better light than what I had at home, and I could see a faint outline of some other words. They were beneath the ledger entries at right angles. It looked like they'd been carefully erased and written over.
Parchment was expensive.
Yes, I learned that later. It was common with parchment in those days. They'd scrape the ink off some old parchment pages and reuse them. So now I'm curious, what's under here? I'm also thinking maybe now it's worth something. So I took it to an expert.
This brings us to our other guest today, Dr. Leo Farnum. Tell us, Doctor, what's your specialty?
I run a lab that makes high-resolution scans. We call a document like this a palimpsest. I use multispectral imaging and X-ray fluorescence to reveal the text of what was written underneath. A long-lost book of Aristotle was discovered by this method not too long ago. This one is not so old, but it's at least as great a find if it can be authenticated.
There's a whole play here. It's written out in longhand, and it's called Love's Labour's Won.
And there's a Shakespeare play, Love's Labour's Lost.
Exactly. When I saw that title, it was like a light went on. I did a little research. It turns out some scholars say that Shakespeare wrote it all right, but then it disappeared, and so there was no way to prove it.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a fight about it, though, because some people don't believe it. So scholars will be testing it, the style, to prove if it's the real McCoy.
This would be the greatest Shakespeare find of all time, if that can be confirmed.
Oh, easily. It would be worth a lot. I mean, of course, it's priceless. It belongs to all of us as humans, to the world. But I can make a bundle if I sell it. I'm keeping the original for now, and scholars can inspect facsimiles to study how the poetry was written, the way the writer used vocabulary, all the things that tip you off who wrote it. They're going to try to match the handwriting to Shakespeare's signature. He signed a bunch of legal documents throughout his life.
So there's a chance he wrote this script himself?
Who knows? We haven't got a manuscript in his handwriting, but it's possible.
You must be grateful to your second cousin.
Yes, it's amazing. And I never knew I even had one. How's that for luck?
Well, can we have a look?
Yes, here it is.
Look at that.
Go on and pick it up.
It's heavy.
And it's sturdy, too. Go on. You can open it and turn the pages.
Of course, all you can see are ledger entries.
Yeah, it doesn't look like much until you see the scan. Now, here's a sample page before the scan. And here's the underlying text in red.
The handwriting is flowing, but it's hard to read.
Like trying to read the Bill of Rights. Harder, even.
Here's a transcription.
Oh, look at that.
It's from an early scene. This character, Reginald, is a soldier back from a war. He meets a recent widow, a young one, who's named Emigh, and she just lost her husband in the war. So Reginald, tries to win her over. But it's too soon. She doesn't want to hear it. In fact, she's pretty mad at him for trying.
And no one's acted in this scene for over 400 years. I think we ought to try it.
I don't know. I'm really not an actor.
Nobody else has done it better lately. I did some acting in high school. Let's give our audience some brand new, unheard Shakespeare. All you directors out there, listen up.
Now, madam, you refuse me, to my pain, and see my creased brow and downcast mien. But think not that my mood of sable hue with your ignoring me has aught to do.
In faith, I think not of your mood at all, nor of you neither. And it were a fall from grace to mark the devil at his game.
No devil I, though you mark me with his name. Our goals are different, enterprise the same. He seeks to lure you down, while I would rise in your esteem and flourish in your eyes.
They speak eye to eye when both are level. Those eyes which speak deceit speak of the devil. I will do what I wot and ought to do. I would see eye to eye, but not with you.
But not with me, madam, that were too cruel. Then something out of nothing be my goal.
Well, there you have it.
Sorry,
You were fine.
I was never in a high school play. I didn't care for Shakespeare when they made us read Julius Caesar in 9th grade either. It was like another language, the way this is. But since I own the only copy, Shakespeare looks much better now.
What's the next step for the manuscript?
Now the experts and the scholars get to fight. And then, I hope, authentication.
It's an amazing story. Thank you, Doctor, for your presentation. And thank you, Francis Blaine, for your cooperation.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks. It's Frank.
Dog meat. Did you see it? That was huge.
I know, they use all of the interview.
Yeah, great. I take the scroll. Bard comes to town. They even left a part with you two reading.
They did. I guess that the reporter has some kind of pull, but that works fine for me.
She was a riot trying to emote.
It was her big chance.
You sounded like you could barely stand to read the scene.
I didn't want to tip off that I wrote it.
It's going to be an even bigger story when it comes out that everyone was fooled into thinking Shakespeare wrote it when it was really you.
But we're not there yet. It has to fool the scholars, too. But they all contradict each other. That's their shtick. I'll bet you someone says it's real, just to be different, and then we go with that.
If anybody's fooled you made your point, you're going to make yourself a reputation, which I might add you certainly deserve. It's a crying shame nobody knows you.
That's what I get for being born wrong place, wrong time. I'm just a throwback dinosaur.
Oh, yeah, well, in my book, so was Godzilla, and he burned up Tokyo real good.
Who's this? Surrey, England? Yeah, I don't think so. All of a sudden, everybody wants to talk to me. But I'm not in the vein. Okay. I'll bite, for once.
Mr. Francis Blaine, you wouldn't know my name, though it is Reginald Delay. You may think it bold of me, a name unknown to you, to contact you this way, but I assure you I am justified. You have, I understand, in your possession a certain article, an object of the most immediate concern and import to me, a manuscript purported to be the work of the impostor Shakespeare. It is most critical that I inspect this item, that I have it in my hands, that I inspect it with a patient eye, and bring to bear my unique expertise. And I must say, without delay, no pun intended.
Well, sir, you astonish me. Do you mean to say that you suspect someone of pretending to be Shakespeare?
Oh, hardly. Who would bother to do that? What I mean to say is that your book may be the missing clue. That proves the man who really wrote the plays is not the common-born glove-maker's son, the so-called genius, who was never more than a placeholder, a convenient front for the true genius. But surely you must know of whom I speak.
I'm not sure I do, but I'm all ears.
I mean, of course, the man who understood affairs of state, the corridors of power, the inner workings of nobility, in ways the boy of Avon never could. Small Latin and less Greek. Is this to be believed? It's insupportable, I say.
And who do you say really wrote the plays?
Edward de Vere, the Earl of Oxford. I am an Oxfordian, convinced and proud. I understand your manuscript is written out by hand. We have de Vere's handwriting, and so, you see, it is imperative that I should make direct comparisons. This could be the moment that restores de Vere to his true prominence and puts Will Shakespeare in the shade where he belongs.
I can show you the facsimile.
I have to have it in my hands, you see, the article, the genuine article. Surely you understand, I must insist. I'll go to any lengths, pay any price. It is the object of a life's obsession.
I can't accommodate you at the moment. It's not in my possession. It's been hidden for safekeeping. There have been attempts to steal it. Or perhaps you knew of that?
What? Attempt to steal it? Certainly not. I can assure you I'll remain in actions, words, and deeds a gentleman.
The facsimile will have to do. I'm sorry.
Sir, your obduracy quite confounds me.
Yes. I find I'm told that all the time.
Oh, no. No way. I'm not going to do that.
It's easy. We go back to his apartment, call it a follow-up, and I'll distract him while you hide the bug. It's a simple job.
That's not the point. It's dangerous, and I don't think it's legal. And what would you do with anything you shot? You can't say how you got it.
Let me get it first, and then I'll think of something. There's more to this story. Something isn't right. My ears are tingling. I tried to check the guy who did the scans, but I couldn't find him anywhere.
Haven't we worked on this one enough? You got the job. I thought that's what you wanted.
Well, now I want the story. All of it.
There's just no end with you. You are relentless. Well, I don't care. I'm not planting a bug. You're on your own, which is the way you like it.
Be that way then. Video is better, but I can work with audio. And I can plant a bug like that all by myself. If you insist on being Mr. Useless, you can go and be all by yourself.
Somebody's got to save you from yourself.
Thanks just the same. I won't be needing saving. Now leave me alone. I have to plan.
Someday you will, and then you'll thank me.
Now, we got no nibbles from the scholars. No, nothing yet. You feel like coming over? We can watch a Kurosawa film. I got some dough. How about I make a pizza? Yeah, dog. I got a hankering for one. Yeah. Look, I'll tell you what. I'll make chopped spinach and pepperoni. Stop and get some feta and black olives. See you in a few. Damn, I know he's quick, but not that quick. Oh, hello? Did we have an appointment?
Hello. No, I just thought I'd stop by.
Excuse me? I don't get it. Why would you just stop by without saying that you're coming?
I hope that it's all right. I couldn't wait to hear if you have got authentication. That would add a great part to the story.
I know it would, or it will, if it happens.
You haven't heard about it yet, I guess.
No, not yet. I really don't expect to hear this soon. They said it might take weeks.
It's just that I can't wait to add the next part of the story. It's about the biggest thing that ever happened in this town.
I want it too, believe me. It'll take a little longer, I guess. I can wait. So, can you come back later? I'll be sure to let you know soon as I hear.
I'm sorry. Bad time, then. Are you expecting someone right now?
Kind of like that, yes.
Ah, it's mysterious. It's just my nature to want to find out everything. That's the reporter in me. I'm never off duty. Oh, look. Now I'm supposed to take a pill. Could I possibly impose on you for a glass of water? I'll be out of your hair in just a sec. It's just, I have to take this right this minute. Please?
If you put it that way, sure. I'll be right back.
Now, where do I hide this thing? Oh, no, don't come back. There isn't time. Well, that was quick.
I'm out of ice.
That's fine. Well, thank you very much. You're really in a hurry to propel me out of here. You know, that only makes me curious.
I won't lie, you're right. I'm in a hurry. But I promise we will speak again as soon as I get word. It's your exclusive.
Now that's what I like to hear. Who's that?
Open up, dog. Moscow gas. I got the goods and no one can deny.
Where have I heard that voice?
Oh, hell. Open the door.
Hey, you, what are you doing here?
She's taking a pill and being one.
So, let me guess. You're not a scientist.
Well, no. Would you believe I'm Spartacus?
I knew something was up between you two. I hope you're going to tell me all about it.
Not if it's going to spoil what I have planned.
Tell me first, and you might be surprised. There's nothing I like more than a good story.
Okay. Then I'll give you the full confession. I'm a writer. This guy here is Leo.
I didn't buy him as a researcher. No offense intended.
That's okay. Plain scientist is not my forte.
Leo helped with every step we took. I'm a writer. If you ask me, I should be a whole lot better known and paid a whole lot more.
And he's not lying. Name it, he can write it.
Thanks for the support. You have to get your name before the public nowadays. It isn't good enough to be good or even great. You have to be known. So I cooked up this hoax about an unknown Shakespeare play to see if I could get experts to buy it, to say it's real. Then I could reveal I was the one who really wrote it.
That is pretty good, as long as you can back it up.
Well, thanks to you and local television, things are going great so far, just like I planned. Now I need the scholars to confirm it.
And they'll all buy it, because he's just that good.
And that's when I make the big reveal. Okay, so now you know. What are you going to do?
You're kidding me. I'm doing nothing. If you get the scholars on your side, this becomes a 10 times bigger story. It's my exclusive, and I'm gonna keep it.
What are you throwing over here, party?
I don't know how I got so popular.
Surely one of you is Francis Blaine.
Not me. I'm Spartacus.
Pardon, you're who?
He's Spartacus, but pay him no attention.
Very well. I've come to see the play.
Of course you have. Folks, meet Reggie DeLay.
Sorry, I must insist on Reginald. I'm simply not and cannot be a Reggie.
All right, then. Reginald is here to prove the play was written not by William Shakespeare,
Oh, yeah?
but by Edward de Vere, the Earl of Oxford. I assure you, Herr DeLay, you've come here on a wild goose chase, or should I say wild swan? The play is echt Shakespeare, and shortly, experts will confirm it so.
I put no store in experts who believe the most noble of authors could have been so basely born and so ill-educated as Stratford's loutish egg, that mere pretender. To claim those plays were written by an actor? It's the epitome of human error.
Are you related somehow to the Earl?
If only it were true. I simply long for justice, that he be accorded all of the rights and honors he deserves for his divine talent, which have been falsely placed on the dim brows of the impostor all these years. The upstart crow must be displaced.
Right. Well, in a little while, we're going to have a homemade pizza. How about it? It's going to be with feta cheese and spinach. You want to join us? You could probably eat, coming all that way from Cuckoo Land.
I'll not enjoy your... Say, what is that sound?
Hey, Dog Me, how you doing? You still with us?
I feel like I got trampled by a nun.
Me too. Maybe I heard of them. Can you get up?
Yeah, nothing's broken, if that's what you mean, but I can't run a steeplechase.
Nowhere to run in here. What is this place?
Beats me. Some kind of metal cylinder, I guess. How's Miss Nosy Newshound doing?
She's out cold, but she's got a pulse.
Makes it just your type.
Oh, please. She's got a part to play to get me known. I need her, but she drives me up the wall.
So, not your type, huh? Funny, it seems like you got things in common.
Geez, I hope not. Anyway, we have to survive whatever this is first.
Yeah, huh? Use anything that looks like a way out?
No, this whole wall is smooth. It's like we all got dropped down here. Maybe we came through the ceiling. How's our British friend?
Lord Tweedy Pants? He's sleeping like a baby, but a special kind of baby.
Yeah, I hate to tell him, but the guy who wrote this play is not from the House of Lords.
Oh, My head.
Hey, wake up, Sleeping Beauty. Join the party.
You okay?
I think so. Where are we? Last thing I remember is some kind of dark cloud filling up the room. I couldn't breathe and stumbled toward the door.
Yeah, we did too. We didn't make it either.
What is this place?
Beats me, but I'd be glad to be somewhere else. Anywhere else.
I've got my phone. No bars. I should have known.
Welcome, guests. Be sure of it, you are my guests.
It's been a pleasant visit, but I'm afraid we really must be going.
That's amusing. But I think that you'll be staying till our business is concluded. First, the introductions. I am your host. You may call me Dr. Minos. Which one of you is Mr. Blaine?
I am. So, if your business is with me, why not let these other people go?
So many reasons. None of them important at the moment. I've brought you here because you have an item which I would much prefer to have myself.
Yeah, I'm the guy you need. Why bring them too?
That was regrettable and unforeseen. They were merely present at the time. Yet, here they are. They may still be of use.
Hey, Dr. Voice, I know you're not about to show your face or anything, but how did you get us here?
The answer is quite simple. I had all the help I needed. I am a creator of a kind unlike the others who have come before me.
And what makes you so different?
I'm just better. Greater, if you will. It must be said, I've done what no one else has ever done. I have mastered energy and mass. I have learned the secrets of design at the atomic level, making things with the most basic building blocks of nature. I can make anything, yes, anything at all, what has existed and what hasn't. And with this knowledge, I have made a world, a better world, in fact, better than yours.
That sounds impressive.
That's because it is. I've perfected the construction of a fleet of small, obedient machines to carry out my bidding. Not alive, of course, but they are almost sentient. I call them nanodrones. They're my triumph, my every whim, their microscopic duty. They're programmed to respond to the unique sound of my voice and no one else's, all without a question, instantly. My wish is their command, and all is carried out. Just think of them. Tiny enough to fly through any keyhole and designed to link together, forming any size or shape of artificial creature and possessed of all its living model's attributes, its strength, its skills, its character, in every way superior, of course. And since it's not alive, it can't be killed. It merely breaks into a billion pieces, and they slip away as though they were a cloud.
So you're some kind of Lego puppet master.
That's very nicely put.
That's how my place was broken into?
Without using force.
Except for what was used to toss my place.
Which proved a fruitless search. And here we are. You have something I need for my collection. What better than an unknown play of Shakespeare? I couldn't find your book, so I took you instead. And now you tell me where it is.
Why would I do that?
It's far too good for your destructive world. My world, you see, prefers creation. It belongs with me.
When you say a world, what do you mean?
Yeah, all we know is this tomato can.
I mean a self-sufficient world that's safe from all the crushing troubles of mankind.
That all sounds very well, but doesn't do us any good as long as we're trapped here. You want something. I know where it is. Why don't we talk it over face to face?
You seem to think you have some leverage. But then, why not? I'll let you come to me, then you can see my world in all its glory, and once you have, you'll wish that you could stay.
But we won't be able to, will we?
It's best that no one knows about my world. So when I want to send you back, I'll wipe your memory. No one will ever know.
What a relief. Okay, let's take the tour. You realize that we'll try to escape.
An entertainment to your west. Escape to where? How would you get away? You have no idea where you are, and I assure you, you would be subdued again, as easily as before. My nanodrones are always ready to descend. Your lives remain completely in my hands. So why not take advantage of my little tour?
What about Lord Tweedy Pants? He's still out cold. Should I try to wake him up?
Just leave him here. He won't get into trouble, and you'll be coming back.
There was no door in that wall before.
Yeah, how'd you do that?
As I said, I can do anything. Follow my voice. You find it seems to move. Walk down this corridor. You'll understand me better after you've seen my collection. Of course, all we can do is scratch the surface. Here is the outer circle. We have climates. This one is tropical. It's rather soothing, don't you think? Just walk along this path.
I've been in rainforests that smell like this.
Where's the sunlight coming from?
Diffusion from a light source in the hidden ceiling. But you can have a sun if you prefer.
I suppose that you can make it rain, too, huh?
Nothing to it. You want thunder, too?
It's just like ordering a pizza.
Yes, that's an apt enough comparison.
Why aren't we getting wet?
Keep to the path, and you'll be sheltered from the elements.
It's impressive. Some would say idyllic.
That ain't so idyllic.
That's the sound I heard.
Before the cloud descended, yeah.
It's a jaguar made of nanodrones. Don't worry, there are safety protocols. Stay on the path, and nothing here can harm you. Stray from the path where you won't like what happens. You see that I have everything I need, any environment I want. Now here, in case you favor something more dramatic, we go far back in time.
Those dinosaurs are painted like Camaros at Daytona.
Stay on the path. They get competitive.
That volcano sounds real. Is it active?
It could be. I designed it to erupt, of course. That's only hypothetical.
Yeah, well, hypothetically, what would it take to set that baby off?
If I wander off the path into the space, then anything could happen. Even I, who made it, might not keep control. But then, why would I do that? And apart from me, no one else has ever been here. That's why I have you walk in the safe zone. I made this place for me and not for tourists. Do what I say, and it's perfectly safe.
Do you have something not quite so dramatic?
Oh, yes! For solitary walks, there's this.
What the hell is this?
Neptune. I find the high winds and the hazy bottle green cloud cover strangely calming. On the top, the cold doesn't affect you. Watch your step, though. Over there, it's 300 degrees below.
You call this calming?
Yes! Out here, I find that nothing else distracts me. Just follow my voice, you're almost there. Well, here we are. You should find this relaxing. Welcome, all of you. I'm Dr. Minos. Your silence tells me something, doesn't it? I'm not what you expected, eh?
You look more like a scarecrow. No offense.
Oh, well, not everyone can be Napoleonic. And even scarecrows have a part to play. May I get you something? Tea, perhaps. I make my own.
Don't tell me how you do it.
Oh, hydrogen and carbon pretty much the same throughout the universe. It was a challenge getting the taste right at first.
I'm grateful for the hospitality, but maybe we should get right down to business.
Yes. What's your story? Why is it important that you get this manuscript?
My dear Miss Winter, I can give a simple answer. I am a collector, and I need to complete the Shakespeare plays in my collection.
And exactly what is your collection?
I collect all things of real value.
If you're talking gold and diamonds, we don't have that stuff.
I see that you're among the brainwashed mob. What value is there in a piece of rock? I mean the truly rare, the highest levels of mankind has achieved in emulation of the great inventor who created the earth you inhabit so carelessly. I mean the greatest works of art, the pinnacles of human spirit. What most people don't appreciate, slogging through their miserable lives, they don't deserve the efforts of the great, while I am the most perfect audience. I love the artifacts in my collection. I've built a new reality around them that will endure after humanity. The selfish, thoughtless brutes has burned the earth to ash and squandered its inheritance.
Must be a lot of laughs at parties.
I'm not a party goer. As you may have noticed, I rather hate humanity. But then, in certain cases, I make an exception.
And you're here by yourself?
Yes, only me.
You don't miss having human company.
It's because of people that I choose to be alone. I built this place for that. Most humans are no more than parasites. This way, no one else can disappoint me.
Whoever made you like this must have been very cruel.
Oh, I see you want to know about my life.
I want to understand, of course. I always want to know the story.
Yeah, she's always butting in with questions.
You're an amazing character. Something or someone must have made you how you are.
I'm afraid I have no appetite for confession. Even if I did, I could hardly put it into words. I don't think in words, I think in math.
And don't forget, he said he's going to wipe our memories, so there's no scoop for you.
That doesn't matter. I still want to know just to satisfy myself.
Why not agree then to take turns? You tell me first what has made you so inquisitive. What story do you have to tell?
Yes, tell us all about yourself.
Oh, well, there isn't much to tell. Nothing of interest, really.
Now, when you're the one who's always asking questions, you never have to be the one with answers.
So, we're alike. We'd rather keep our secrets.
And I'd rather keep mine. We're all alike.
I note your implication. Let's get down to business, then. I will explain myself, and you will understand. Your manuscript really belongs with me in my collection. If you allow me, I will show it to you. Follow me through here, and you shall see I'm a force for good. I really am. The galleries are all in this direction.
About the gift shop on the way out, right?
This room is paintings from the Louvre, the Hague, the Rijksmuseum. There's the Mona Lisa, the Rembrandts, the Vermeers.
What do you mean? I've seen all these before in those museums.
What you saw are perfect replicas. I'm rather proud of that. They're nanobits, matter that's custom designed, constructed, then left behind to simulate the structure of the canvas, pigments, frames. The real works are deconstructed bit by bit, flown back to me and reconstructed here. It's quite an elegant solution to the problem, don't you think? It's carried out completely at the level of a mist, a vapor. No one ever is the wiser.
Well, I don't get it. You can make a perfect copy. Why not keep that? What's the difference?
The difference, my friend, is in the touch. I've moved the molecules around and made the copy perfect, indistinguishable, except that the original was touched by the hand of its creator. That, you see, is what makes up the difference. Your world is full of people who consume and others who produce what they consume. And in their midst there are a few creators, and they bring something new into the world, something unique, the vision of one person that no one else could do. I value them. I want what they have made, what they have touched. The rest of you are in a hurry. Soon you will destroy each other and yourselves in the name of your endless consuming. I see you smile, but I can feel it coming. When it does, I'll have the greatest work mankind has ever done, what it deserves to be remembered by instead of all those useless ciphers choked by their own greed.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but you're convinced.
Well, let's be practical. Give me the book, and I'll not only keep it safe, I'll make a replica that you can take back with you to satisfy the most exacting expert. And, since I'll wipe your memory, you won't even have to know that it is a copy.
It seems you've thought of everything.
It's what I do best.
What's that?
The volcano. It's erupting. But that's not supposed to happen. Something's gone wrong back at control. We better go back just to check.
Famous last words. We're perfectly safe.
It's nothing to get too concerned about. I've built this place to withstand any challenge.
How about a power failure?
Backups, naturally.
A structural collapse?
Dog, you're not helping us out at all.
The nanodrones would carry us to safety. All I have to do is say the word.
You're not doing much for my mood either. See what I mean?
Just retrace your steps. There's been some kind of glitch. I'll take care of it.
Where am I? Are you the proprietor?
You're not supposed to be here. Don't touch that.
See here, I don't know how you brought me to your little fun fair, and although it's charming, I have no desire to be here either. Ah, Blaine, I see our group is still together.
How did you get here to Central Control?
I should rather think that you could tell me, since apparently you brought me here. I simply woke up, found myself alone, and trundled through the corridor into your jungle ride. I looked around for someone, went off into the bush, but didn't like the sound of it. A lot of kittens mewing for some ungodly reason. I kept calling out for help, but no one answered me.
You have no idea what you've done.
I wasn't getting anyone's attention, so I went on to the volcano set. That was quite deserted. Then I must have set off some alarms or something of the sort, since all those blazing bells went off.
Just don't you see? You blundered into it. Your voice has irritated the machines.
Well, see here. I know I'm no Cumberbatch, but I take exception to your tone.
No, you fool! How could you understand? It's like they are allergic to your voice. Something about your overtones has thrown the sensors into disarray. Don't speak!
What's that? It seems to me that I've quite the same right as anyone to speak my mind.
Reggie, trust me, shut your yap, okay?
Again, it's Reginald.
I should be able to reprogram it. There. That should compensate.
Ah, very well. Now may I speak?
Unless there's a cascade. Oh, if you absolutely must.
Thanks ever so much. Now, Mr. Blaine, our business has yet to be concluded.
Now is really not the time for that.
But I must disagree. The matter is no less pressing just because we're, well, wherever we may be. My cause is not to be dismissed. I must inspect the writing.
You must inspect what writing?
Of the play, of course. The handwriting is critical. I'm convinced that it will show at last that William Shakespeare had no hand in it.
It's just as I had feared. There's a cascade.
What's that? We don't really want to know, do we?
It would cause quite a disaster. If I do this...
See here, I don't think you appreciate the import of this. It's imperative I see the manuscript.
Be silent, will you? This is delicate.
Yeah, just let him fiddle with those dials.
There. Nanodrones seal off the middle chamber.
I'm sorry, but I really must insist.
You're in no position to insist.
There, it's working. That should hold for now.
Nevertheless, I must not be denied.
Insect! Fish food! Why do you still defy me? Nanodrones assemble! Neutralize!
He just dissolved into thin air.
Like a pile of sugar in the rain.
I'm sorry, really. He got on my nerves. I lost my temper. Humans irritate me. I haven't been around them for a reason.
Where did he go? What have you done with him?
His coherence has been randomized.
You mean he's gone? He's not just somewhere else?
He isn't somewhere else, but he's not gone. His raw constituents are everywhere. They persist. It's just his pattern that is gone. I'd hardly call it noteworthy. A few pounds of carbon more or less won't tip the cosmic balance sheet too much.
I take it back. This guy's no fun at parties.
You had no right to do that to him just because he bothered you. He couldn't help the way he was. He only wanted what you want.
But only one of us can have it, can't you see? When it comes down to what I must collect, no human can oppose me, and you would do well to consider that.
I'll have to disappoint you then. You see, you can't collect my book. There is a problem.
Hey, ixnay on the equit say. You sure you want to tell him that? He's kind of twitchy with all this neutralizing.
Might as well. He's going to find out one way or another. You see, Doctor, you won't like to hear this, but Shakespeare didn't write it after all. The Earl of Oxford didn't write it either.
Well, then who wrote it? How was it created?
I wrote it.
You? And why did you do that?
I write a lot of things and put my name on all of them. But no one pays attention. I can't get anyone to read my work. I thought I'd try putting a different name on something for a change, a name that people would pay attention to. Then, later, I'd confess. It was a kind of desperate hoax.
And you have fooled the self-appointed experts?
They're arguing about it. There's a faction that believes it's genuine. They judged it first. The later ones are disagreeing.
Ha! Experts. Disagreeing is their game. You can imagine how the experts disagreed with me. They said I had to show them proof. When my nanodrones descend upon their godforsaken world, they'll have their proof.
Well, what now?
What is it you plan to do?
When my collection is complete, their world will be superfluous. It's only right. I'll have the best that they can offer to justify their miserable existence. Once I have that, perdition take them all.
You're going to neutralize humanity.
I'll be doing Earth a service. It's been crippled by the human infestation. This problem doesn't want to go away. Nanodrones, ignore the sensor data. Switch inputs to manual. Now listen to my voice alone. Repeat, ignore all other factors. What you said about your writing this manuscript, now that's worth noting, since it seems that you, like me, are also a creator. You could write great works in the future, if I spare you. It's an intriguing possibility. You could be the crown of the collection, the living proof that humans aren't worthless.
Boy, you know how to make a guy feel bad.
I'm flattered, but I can't accept your offer.
You try to live among the parasites?
I'd rather be with other people, sure.
But those are the people who ignore you and pay no attention to your work.
I'm trying to find a way to make them listen. Every artist needs an audience.
It seems that you and I are not alike.
You really mean to end all life on Earth?
Oh, no. I love whales and puppies. Just like you, I wouldn't harm a single fly. Just the humans.
You'd cause all that pain and suffering.
Why not? All humans suffer sooner or later. It's not that important.
Do you really have to be a monster? It's so cliche.
I haven't time to argue. I have to stabilize the mechanism. Its behavior has become erratic. We can't have lava flowing into Neptune. Once the environments are compromised, we could be trapped here underground. Everything I built here could collapse.
Would we have enough time to escape?
It could be minutes. If it's gradual, it could be hours. There's no way to tell.
I thought you said your nanodrones would save us.
They will. If they're behaving normally, I can't predict for certain what they'll do. I didn't plan on having company.
Did I hear you say we're underground?
No one would ever find you if that's what you're wondering.
I'm thinking just my luck to get put in the ground before I'm dead.
That is exactly why I built this world.
Guy's got a hell of a sense of humor.
Nanodrones! Ignore all other input. Neutralize the source of the imbalance. No, not me. I'm not the source. Disperse! I created you! You must obey!
They melted him. How's that for a cliche?
Once his voice changed, they went after him.
Yeah, why did his voice change anyway? It got all nanodrone-y sounding, like those buzzy flying dinosaurs we saw.
And he didn't melt away to nothing. Why'd they leave his bones?
I think I know. I think he lived here for so long, his body started to give out on him. So he rebuilt himself with nanobits, one piece at a time. He wasn't only human anymore. Some parts were replicated. Maybe his bones were still original, and when the nanodrones attacked, they left those parts alone.
If most of him was fake, he had me fooled.
A perfect replica. That's what he said. He could do anything.
Almost. He couldn't fool his little friends.
Yeah, I'd appreciate the irony a whole lot more, except he was our only ticket out of here. Now what? This place is gonna blow.
We aren't finished yet. He's not completely gone. I've got his voice.
I don't understand. You have his voice?
I've got his voice recorded on my phone. I started when he introduced himself and told us all about what he'd created. I couldn't let the story get away. He said some words that I can cut together. Let me cue it up and try and edit.
You think his killer bugs will know his voice?
Maybe. That sounds enough like him.
All I have to do is say the word.
I think he said it right before this. Yes. Give me a second. I can paste it in.
Nanodrones assemble. Carry us to safety.
Boost that up on the speakerphone. Hold it up there, right next to that mic.
Nanodrones assemble. Carry us to safety.
Do you hear him?
Give them time.
It ain't like we got lots of time to spare.
Dog, are you awake? Are you okay?
I guess so. Do I look okay?
Beats me. I can't see a thing. But I hear crickets.
Yeah. And crickets like I'm used to hearing, real ones, not some buzzy-sounding fakes.
We're back on the surface world again.
Yeah, thanks to our microscopic friends. Hey, Joni, you awake? Your brainstorm worked.
Where are you guys?
Right over here.
Alive. I can't believe it actually worked.
I owe you an apology. If you weren't such a news hound, we'd be dead.
I had to get that story in the can.
Without that proof, no one would have believed it. Now that Dr. Voice is liquefied and his whole setup's turned into Pompeii.
At least I've got the proof here on my phone.
You're going to get your wish to be the one who breaks the biggest story of all time.
And saving all our lives is the lanyard.
Does your GPS say where we are?
No, the phone is out. No battery.
I don't care where we are, we're better off.
Oh, no. Do you feel that? The ground is moving.
Oh, the whole complex must be right beneath us.
Remember, Dr. Wack said it could all collapse at any time. We gotta run.
I can't see which way to go.
Who cares? Anyway, it sounds good to me right now.
Grab hands, pick a direction. Stay together.
What's that? Do you hear that?
Where?
In the distance.
I hear something. Is that them, the bugs?
That's what I thought at first, but no, it doesn't sound like them.
Sounds more like a chopper.
It's got a searchlight.
And it's getting closer.
Hey, look, it sees us.
It's coming straight for us.
Stand clear, I'm setting down.
I know that voice.
The ground is moving. I can't set it down. I'll get as close as I can. Pull yourselves up.
Use that ladder. Grab the rope. You got it?
Yeah, I'm up.
Joan, jump up.
I can't reach.
Put up both your hands. Let's each take one. Take our hands. Now pull. Come on. You got it.
I slipped.
Okay, we got you. Hang on.
Oh!
You all in back there? We gotta go.
Yes, we're all in. Is that you, Mike?
Yep.
Unbelievable. I can't believe we're safe. Look at the ground. It's buckling.
It's opening. It's cracking like an egg.
Wait! My phone! It fell out of my pocket! We have to go back for it.
No can do.
I have to have it. You don't understand.
Sorry, but there's nowhere to put down. Look, see? There's a fissure opening. There's some kind of red glow underneath.
Yeah, that's the lava.
This is Kansas, man. It ain't Hawaii. Lava? What you smoking?
You don't even want to know.
Looks like you lost your scoop.
Yeah, who'd believe it now?
No one in their right mind, that's for sure. I don't think I'll ever find another one as big. A 10th as big. 100th?
At least you're not fish food or melted sugar.
Thanks for finding us and saving us.
How did you find us? And know where to look?
I figured you'd get into something. So I set location sharing on your phone. I couldn't get a signal till today.
Yeah, we've been off the grid.
Where have we been?
The middle of nowhere, mostly. There's nothing on that map but a retired Cold War missile silo. They were closed and sold off years ago. There's people now who try to turn them into B&Bs.
Well, we're living proof that ain't a good idea.
I know you used to go up in the chopper, but I never knew that you could fly one.
There's a lot you don't know about me.
Hey, who is this guy?
My cameraman.
I'd say he's more than that. What he just did is way beyond the job description. Why do you think he went to all this trouble?
Yeah, you're the snoop. Why don't you ask him why?
Maybe it's time I started doing that.
By now, you ought to know the reason why.
You're right. I have a pretty good idea.
So, what story's next?
Well, I still have your story. That deserves an audience.
Knowing what you know, you'd still run it?
I'd spin it as an inspired way to get attention. Cooked up by an overlooked but brilliant writer, which is what it is.
You sure you're a journalist? You sound more like a publicist.
I can be both. This is the future that we're living in. Soon as a story's born, it starts to grow. And the bigger stories get, the better.
Now, I'm glad you're on my side. Your attitude is terrifying, though.
If Dr. Face had his way, the world would go to hell, and all you'd care about was being first to tell the story. funny, though. There wouldn't be anybody left to tell it to.
That's not so funny, if you think about it.
If I were you, I wouldn't think about it.